Chapter 9. After Mom got Dad calmed down, the two of them went into the living room to argue in low voices about what to do about Jason's discovery. Michael's plant rustled its leaves. Jason asked, "Where did that breeze come from? The window's not open." "That's not a breeze," said Michael. The plant burped. "Did you hear that?" exclaimed Jason excitedly. "It burped. This is great." "This is a disaster," Michael told Norman. "Does yours eat socks too?" Jason asked Norman. "Does it burp?" "I promised never to tell," said Norman firmly. "My lips are zipped." "You can tell me," said Jason. "I won't tell anybody. Besides, I know most of it already." Norman took off his Frankenstein head and looked at Jason suspiciously. "We can make a deal," Jason added. "How?" "I'll keep quiet about your secret, and you let me have one of the plants." "Never!" shouted Norman. "Jason, you've got to be kidding," said Michael. "No, I really want one of those plants." "Guys," called Dad, "come out here and let's talk." The boys sat in a row on the couch. Dad began. "Jason, you may be wondering about some unusual things you've seen here tonight." "Your plant eats socks," said Jason. "That's what I saw. It's amazing." "Yeah, well, continued Dad. "They burp too," said Jason. "They're great." He bounced up and down on the couch with enthusiasm, making Michael and Norman bounce too. "Well, Jason, let me put it another way. You're going to have to keep your trap shut about this." Norman piped up. "Jason tried to blackmail me. He said he'd keep quiet if we'd give him one of our plants." Jason protested. "That's not blackmail exactly. Just a deal. I really want a plant like that. And you've got the only two I know of." "You're not getting Fluffy," said Norman sternly, giving Jason a dirty look. "Not for $1 million. And you're not getting Stanley either." "Who's Stanley?" asked Michael, Mom, Dad, and Jason in a chorus. "My brother's plant. And you're not getting her." "Her?" said everybody. "That's what I call her," explained Norman. "You can call her whatever you want. Michael hasn't named her yet." During all this, Fluffy had been standing there quietly. Now he rustled his leaves. Then he burped. "Amazing!" exclaimed Jason. Then Fluffy said, "X." Jason's mouth fell open. "Who said that?" he asked. "Me," said Fluffy. Norman clapped and stamped with delight. "A talking plant!" screamed Jason. He jumped up to get a better look and bumped into Fluffy. "Ow," said the plant. "I'm sorry," Jason apologized. "I didn't mean to hurt you. Are you all right?" "Me," said Fluffy again. Yes, said Jason anxiously. "Go on. You what?" "Ow," continued Fluffy. "You still hurt? Where?" Fluffy did not reply. "It's not answering. It must be unconscious," said Jason frantically. "Somebody do something. Call a plant doctor." Norman danced gleefully around the room. Mom and Dad were trying not to laugh out loud. "Okay," said Michael. "We might as well tell Jason the truth about Norman's deep, dark, secret powers." "Huh?" said Norman, Dad, and Mom. "Unknown to the outside world," Michael continued, "my ordinary-looking brother is in reality a master ventriloquist." Jason turned to Norman with astonishment. You throw your voice so it sounds like the plant's talking? Norman replied in a strange tone that he hoped sounded like Fluffy. That's right. I'm a master ventriloquist. What? Asked Jason. Norman tried again. I mean, vanilla kissed. Nice try, said Jason, but I don't believe it. You believe a plant talks? Asked Michael. More than I believe that Norman is a ventilla. Throws his voice. Looking exhausted, Jason plopped down in the nearest chair. But you know, said Michael soothingly, that nobody would believe you about a plant eating a sock and another one talking to you. True, agreed Jason. And anybody I told about this would think I wasn't all there upstairs. So you promise not to tell anybody? Yeah, said Jason with his eyelids drooping. But when they get seeds, can I have some? We're hoping there won't be any seeds, said Mom. Now back to bed. I don't want to hear another peep out of any of you. And that goes for you too, Fluffy. As she and Dad went into their room, Michael heard her say, Those blasted plants are more trouble than they're worth. That worried him, but he fell asleep before he had a chance to think about it. Breakfast was a team effort. Mom supervised and mixed the pancake batter. Dad poured it into circles in the pan, while Michael flipped and shoveled the pancakes onto plates. Jason poured the juice, and Norman set the table. When no one was looking, Norman poured the whole big bottle of syrup into his super splasher water blaster. Then he went around squirting at everyone's pancakes and hitting quite a few other things too. Mom looked for another bottle of syrup, but there wasn't one. I don't like it. I guess we're stuck with the syrup blaster, she concluded. Stuck is right, said Dad, wiping syrup drips from his sleeve with a paper napkin that it kept tearing apart. Bits stuck to his sleeve and the table. This is great, Jason exclaimed, and held out his plate. Norman pumped a puddle of goo over his pancakes and hand, too. Oops, said Norman. Jason licked his fingers and laughed. This is a lot better than a plain old bottle, he said. Michael had to admit to himself that Norman did have a good idea once in a while after all. When Jason's mother picked him up after breakfast, he told Michael, My family never does exciting things like yours does. Staying at my house is boring compared to this. After Jason left, Dad said, Well, that's it for having anybody stay overnight. We can't do that again until we do something about those plants. Norman argued, But I already invited Bob over for next Friday. We'll have to put that off until we figure out what to do. One information leak is bad enough. We're not risking another one. No fair, whined Norman. You promised. Michael was getting a sinking feeling in the pit of his stomach. What do you mean, figure out what to do, he asked. The plants are causing problems we didn't think about when we decided to keep them, Dad explained. Now we know we can't count on anybody sleeping all through the night here. And what do we do when your grandparents come to stay for a whole week? I know if my mother sees one of those plants make a move, she'll call the police first and ask questions later. They won't arrest Fluffy, will they? Asked Norman. No, said Dad. Unfortunately not. Maybe I should make a disguise for him just in case when Grandma comes, said Norman. No, said Mom. This whole situation is weird enough already. But what about my sleepover? Demanded Norman. You promised. After what happened last night, we can't be sure Bob won't wake up, replied Mom. It wasn't my fault, said Norman indignantly. I had to go to the bathroom. Besides, we could put both our plants in the living room with Michael. Then it won't matter if Bob wakes up. We just have to keep him out of the living room. I could build a fence across the door, or tie Bob's foot to the bedpost, just in case." "No," said Mom. "We could just tell him not to go into the living room," suggested Michael. "But we'd have to give him a reason," said Dad. "Tell him it's haunted," said Norman. "No," said Dad. "You promise I can have Bob sleep over next Friday," said Norman. He slumped his shoulders and put on his pathetic look that he did so well. "You promised." Even Michael felt sorry for him. "I can move the couch across the living room door," he said, "and put the plants next to the same wall. That way Bob couldn't see the plants from the hall if he did wake up, and he couldn't get into the living room without climbing over me. That would wake me up, and I could stop him." "Well," said Mom, softening. "That would probably work," said Dad, "and we did promise." Norman switched on his most winning smile. "And can we have pizza? Can't we? Just like you promised?" "All right," said Mom. Norman was so happy that he ran off to tell Fluffy. So he did not hear Dad say, "But we still have to do something about those plants." Now Michael was really worried.